German company, which resulted in a cleverly negotiated transfer of technology. Today, Goldwind is the biggest maker of wind turbines in the world. At a time when the energy market is in a state of completely unprecedented transition, his business is perfectly placed.
There are many sources of renewable energies along the entire New Silk Road, in Kazakhstan or Pakistan or even Turkey. There's wind and solar energy everywhere.
Developing wind energy further costs a lot of money. The Chinese plan on a completely different scale. We've seen that with their solar panels. Everything's big. They have a real strategic vision. We're lacking that in Europe.
One thing's clear. Long-term strategies are easier to implement if you're an authoritarian, stable government. The New Silk Road follows in the long tradition of a planned economy pursued by China's Communist Party.
At first glance, the politics behind the New Silk Road have the mark of Xi Jinping. It strengthens his power and his reputation. But in the long term, it stands for a changing China. Debates about this have been going on in economic circles since 2011. This project will have consequences far into the future. Implementing it will take decades. This doesn't just affect Xi Jinping. It affects his successors too.
It's another 500 kilometers from Urumqi to the Kazakh border. The border town of Khorgos is situated at the end of the highway. Khorgos has an old customs station and riders who aren't fazed by anything. But China wants to give its new image a visual representation in the form of a huge arch under which the New Silk Road will soon run. Beyond this triumphal arch is Kazakhstan. That's where the international dimension of the Chinese project begins. Here, the New Silk Road is still a construction site. But just 3 years after Xi Jinping's proclamation, the continuation of the Chinese road is easy to imagine. Hisham Belmachi is one of the main players in this ongoing project. He's a Frenchman of Moroccan origin and an employee of DP World, a group of companies based in Dubai and one of the world's leading logistics organizations.
China is behind me. Almaty in Kazakhstan is in front of me. To the left of me is Kyrgyzstan, and beyond it, Uzbekistan. I have Russia to my right. Khorgos is at the center, between all of these countries. This is where everything is happening.
Hisham Belmachi works for the Kazakh government, which is hoping to get a lot out of the New Silk Road. It's a road that could turn this middle of nowhere into an outpost of globalization.
If there's any place that symbolizes the meeting of East and West, it's this one. The Chinese tracks end behind me. The Kazakh tracks start to my left. From here you can get to Beijing, Shanghai, Yongan, and Ningbo. And from here you can get to Almaty, Astana, Russia and Europe.
In Khorgos, the Chinese containers are loaded onto Kazakh freight trains, which run on a narrower gauge, the Russian gauge, a leftover of the Soviet era. From here, the goods can reach anywhere in Central Asia, home to a number of countries the size of Europe, with a population of just 70 million. Kazakhstan is the biggest among them.
We mustn't forget that the border between the former Soviet Union and China ran along here. For a very long time, there was almost no contact between the two countries. The border was closed. Thanks to the new infrastructure, a lot of passengers and goods will come through here. Khorgos is the starting point for a revival of the Silk Road.
The new Silk Road's still under construction in Kazakhstan. Once complete, it'll cross the entire country over a distance of 2,400 kilometers. The construction work is largely being paid for with loans issued by the World Bank, but also by China itself, via its new Silk Road Fund. That's a state fund running to more than $40 billion. This new strategy has allowed China to enter the exclusive club of major creditor nations. Until the new Silk Road opens and China arrives, the Kazakh steppes still live in the old world. A world that dates back to Soviet times. A world that has been governed by President Nazarbayev with an iron fist for the past 25 years. He recently called the new Silk Road the project of a century. Nothing has changed here since the fall of the Soviet Union, especially not the old rural road connecting Khorgos with the rest of the country.
I have goods from China. I'm heading to Almaty. I've been traveling since yesterday. Now I have a flat tire. I normally have to complete this stretch in a day. The Chinese side is much better. The road is very good. It's well maintained. There are no potholes. I hope it'll improve here too.
News of the imminent opening of the highway is spreading slowly in the steppe. But for some, the new Silk Road is likely to be bad news.
Most lorries that stop here have come through Russia or Europe. We clean them before they head into China. We're doing a good thing for people. There are not many car washes here. When the highway is open, the old country road will probably be closed. There won't be a single vehicle coming through here then. I think I'll be here another 2 or 3 years. After that, no cars will come through here. It'll be dead quiet.
All this is seen with mixed feelings in the villages through which the old road runs. They're hoping for a better future and are dubious about what will happen next.
Our president, Nazarbayev, signed this contract with China. There's already a functioning train, a freight